Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Kognito Key. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. In this explainer, we're going to be exploring one of nature's most fascinating secrets together. Have you ever wondered how you can quickly identify the two major groups of flowering plants just by, well, looking at their leaves? Today, we are setting up the ultimate plant showdown, Dicot versus Monocot leaves. We're going to explore their incredible differences, starting from what you can easily see with the naked eye, all the way down to their hidden microscopic structures. Think about it for a second. How do plants reveal their true identity? Right there, in plain sight. When we look closely, the surface of a leaf is honestly like a map, and we get to be the botanical detectives. By learning to read these biological maps, we can actually decode a plant's secret classification without ever having to dig up its roots or wait around for its flowers to bloom. The crazy part? It is all right there on the leaf. Okay, let's jump right into our first contender, the dicot leaf. You'll notice they typically have a broad, almost hand-like shape. But their absolute biggest giveaway is the reticulate or net-like venation. Basically, this means the veins strike towards each other, branching out in this complex, chaotic, but truly beautiful web all across the leaf's surface. Now, contrast that with our second group, the monocot leaf. Monocots are just built differently. Instead of being broad, they are typically really long, slender, and almost sword-like. And the veins on a monocot leaf, they don't form a messy net at all. Instead, they have a parallel venation pattern. Every single vein strikes perfectly parallel to the others, running cleanly from the base of the leaf straight up to the tip in a highly organized, linear way. And that actually brings us to our next major difference, macrosymmetry. Dicot leaves are what scientists call dorsiventral. Now that's just a fancy way of saying their top and bottom look completely different. Usually, you'll see a dark green upper surface to catch all that sunlight and a noticeably lighter green lower surface. Monocot leaves, however, are isolateral. They look perfectly identical on both their upper and lower surfaces, showing off the exact same shade of green no matter which side you happen to be looking at. Let's pull out our microscopic magnifying glass for a minute and look at the leaf's breathing doors. We call these stomata. These tiny little pores are guarded by specialized cells that open and close. In dicot leaves, these guard cells are distinctly kidney-shaped. But in monocot leaves, the guard cells take on this really fascinating dumbbell shape. It is a tiny, microscopic structural difference, sure, but it perfectly separates these two plant families. What's really wild about these stomata is how they're actually distributed. Dicots are pretty clever. They hide their stomata underneath the leaf on the lower epidermis in completely random patterns. This is a neat trick that helps them prevent excessive water loss from the hot sun beating down from above. Monocots, on the other hand, confidently display their stomata evenly on both the upper and lower surfaces, arranged in perfectly neat parallel rows. Going even deeper into the internal architecture, we find the mesophyll. Think of this as the middle layer of the leaf where all the photosynthesis magic happens. In dicots, this layer is highly differentiated into two very specialized zones. The top layer is the palisade mesophyll, packed super tight with elongated cells to absorb sunlight. Beneath that is the spongy mesophyll, made of loosely arranged, rounded cells with large air cavities to allow gases to flow freely. This creates a stark contrast when we look at the monocot. Its internal structure is actually much simpler. The mesophyll here is undifferentiated. There's no distinct top and bottom layer going on. Instead, it is made entirely of tightly packed, spherical, spongy cells with very small intercellular spaces. It's completely uniform all the way through. Okay, now I want to introduce you to a truly fascinating, highly specialized feature, Bulliform cells. You can think of these as microscopic motor cells. They are large, completely colorless, and honestly look almost empty. Attached to the upper epidermis, these cells have an incredible job. They literally control the rolling and unrolling of the leaf, depending on how much water is available. So the big question is, who actually gets these microscopic motors? Well, these incredible rolling motor cells are entirely missing in dicots. You just won't find them there. But they are a crucial survival feature brilliantly present in monocot leaves. When a monocot faces a severe drought, these bulliform cells lose water and cause the leaf to physically roll inward, protecting it from the harsh sun. Nature is amazing, right? Before we summarize, let's briefly look at the bundle sheets. These are the protective jackets encasing the vascular tissues, essentially the leaf's plumbing system. In a dicot, this sheath is just a single layer and is completely colorless, but the monocot is much more robust. Its bundle sheath can be one or even multiple layers thick, and it's vibrantly colored because of an absolute abundance of chloroplasts. We have covered some serious botanical ground today. Let's pull all these brilliant differences together into a quick cheat sheet for all you budding plant detectives out there. Notice how perfectly opposite they are. Dicots have those net-like veins, separate top and bottom colors, layered mesophyll, and stomata hiding mostly on the bottom. Meanwhile, monocots rock parallel veins, uniform symmetry, a simple mesophyll, and stomata on both sides. Let's bring all of this brilliant science right back to your own backyard or kitchen. What do these plants actually look like in the real world? Well, common dicots include legumes like peas and beans, your everyday tomato plants, and grand trees like the oak. Monocots include basically all of our essential grains like wheat, corn, and rice, as well as tropical favorites like the banana plant and even fast-growing bamboo. So, I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. The next time you step outside into your garden or take a walk in a park, take a really close look at the leaves around you. Which type of leaf will you identify first? Are you holding a net-veined dicot or a parallel-veined monocot? Thank you so much for joining me on this botanical journey today. If you found this explainer helpful, please do not forget to subscribe to the Kognito Key channel, hit that like button, and share this explainer with your fellow nature lovers. See you next time!